Auburn just landed another recruit for the 2022 class. And while this is fantastic news for Auburn, there are still a few reasons to be concerned. Let's talk about it. Drew Bobo has officially committed to Auburn for the 2022 class, and while this was expected for the most part, it's still a good pickup for Auburn in a recruiting class that is hurting when you compare them to the rest of the SEC and the nation. So let's talk just a little bit about Drew Bobo, and then we'll go on to what our current class looks like as of today. Drew Bobo is currently at Auburn High School. He's an offensive tackle who's 6'5", 300 pounds. He's currently a 3-star recruit according to 24/7 Sports. Drew Bobo is a much welcome addition to this 2022 recruiting class. So now let's take a look at how adding Drew Bobo to this group actually affects our ranking in the SEC and nationally as far as recruiting is concerned. When we look nationally, Auburn is currently sitting at number 40. Right behind Northwestern and Arizona. They're right ahead of Virginia and UCLA. This is not where we want to be sitting at the end of the recruiting season, but it is currently where we are. Just for reference, with the 2021 recruiting class, Auburn finished number 19, and for the 2020 recruiting class, Auburn finished number 7. Unfortunately, this addition did not help Auburn much as far as recruiting rankings in the SEC. Auburn is still sitting at dead last, 14 out of 14. And this has really been a point of contention for me. I know people keep saying, don't worry, we've got recruits coming soon, and that's great, but I'd like to see them sooner than later. There's no reason we should be sitting at number 14 behind Vandy, Tennessee, and Mississippi State. There's absolutely no reason for this. We've got to get some more commits, so adding Drew Bobo is great, but let's see some more. We can do better. We can get this ranking up, and I'm hoping we can do it very soon because December will be here before you know it. I should also note, I forgot to mention this, Drew Bobo is also the son of our offensive coordinator, Mike Bobo. Finally, I want to take a look at a few top targets for recruiting that Auburn's had for this 2022 class. And out of the 4 top targets on 24/7's website, Auburn has actually already picked up 3 of the 4. The 3 that Auburn has already landed in this recruiting class are Holden Garner, Caden Story, and Alex McPherson. There's one more player on this list that Auburn is still trying to get, and that is Darius Clemmens. Darius Clemmens is a 4-star receiver out of Portland, Oregon. Recently, Darius Clemmens named his top 3 schools he's looking at, and he's going to commit to one of them in the not-so-distant future. So the top 3 schools that Darius Clemmens named were Penn State, Oregon, and Auburn. To give you a little information on Darius Clemmens, so I mentioned he is from Portland, Oregon. He's currently at Westview High School. He is 6'3", 205 pounds. And the last recorded 40 time we have for him, last official 40 time, is 4.37 seconds, and that was in July of 2020. One potential issue for him to be recruited to Auburn is the person who was doing the recruiting. That was Cornelius Williams. Cornelius Williams was recently fired by Brian Harsin, so we'll have to see if this affects Darius Clemmens' decision on where he might attend school. Initially, there was some worry that the commitment of Amari Kelly might affect Darius Clemmens' decision with Auburn, but since he has announced his top 3 schools and Auburn is one of those top 3, we know that the Amari Kelly decision is not a factor for Clemmens. Once we know a firm commitment date for Clemmens, I will let you know because, as you know, wide receiver is still an area we need to show a lot of growth. We need someone who can catch the ball consistently. We don't need someone who will drop it all the time. And right now we have a bunch of players who are dropping the ball, and it is a huge area of concern. Thank you again for watching Infinite Auburn. My name's Chase. I hope you enjoyed this short recruiting update. Please consider hitting subscribe, hit the like button, and I will see you in the next one.